Primary 5, Second Midterm, English Language, Unit 6, Centaurus 1. Objectives of the lesson. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to practice and improve their language skills. Use synonyms for set in direct speech. Use commas to clarify meaning of a sentence. Identify different word endings and when to use them. Correctly identify synonyms of adjectives. Turn page number 46 of your textbook. Unit 6, Centaurus 1. This is an extract from a science fiction play called Centaurus 1 by Jack Richards and James Feldman. The play is set in the future. Here you are given an extract from a science fiction play named Centaurus 1, and it was written by Jack Richards and James Feldman. So, this play is about something which will happen in the future. Let's start reading. Narrator: in the year 2100, the spaceship Centaurus 1 with its crew of 100 people left Earth. It was heading for a distant planet called Scorpius Proxima. Problems on Earth had grown so great that many people began to believe that humans would not survive. Centaurus 1 is provided with all things needed to educate, feed, and entertain the crew. It is now the year 2492. The present generation, the 17th, has no contact with Earth and no real understanding of the purpose of the mission. The spaceship has become their world. The nearer they get to their destination, the more unbearable becomes the thought of leaving their secure and familiar spaceship for an alien world. Here, the narrator has introduced the characters of the play one by one. Characters: Grant Carter, crew member. Michelle Carter, crew member. Don Chan, crew member. Margaret Chan, crew member. Peter Bibico, second in command. Captain John Fermi, the person in charge of the spaceship. Okay, children, now tell me, do you know who is a narrator? Narrator is the person who tells the story here. As the narrator tells, this incident has happened in the year 2100. A spaceship named Centaurus 1 has left Earth with a crew of 100 people. The name of that spaceship was Centaurus 1, and 100 people left with that spaceship. So they have planned to reach a distant planet called Scorpius Proxima. But many people on the earth began to believe these people would not survive there in that new planet called Scorpius Proxima. Actually, they began to think humans would not keep going in that planet. But the spaceship Centaurus 1 was provided with all the facilities for them to educate, to feed, and to entertain the crew. Time passed, and now it is the year 2492. The present generation, the crew, has no any connection with Earth. Actually, they have no any idea about their purpose of the mission. They seem that they had no clear understanding of the job that they were sent to. That time the spaceship has become the whole world for them. But day by day, they were getting closer to their destination. Here the destination means the place that they have planned to reach. Now it's time for them to go for a new world which is very unfamiliar for them. From their safe and familiar spaceship, they have to leave their familiar spaceship. But it was very difficult for them to do that. Leaving their familiar place they were used to live, it was very difficult for them to do. Let's start reading from scene 1. Scene 1. October 2492. The crew is having a serious conversation. Grant, loudly, I have said it again and again. We must go back before it is too late. Michelle, we will never turn back as long as Captain Fermi is in command. Don, I agree. He is impossible to reason with. Grant, then we'll not try to reason with him. We'll use force to take the spaceship from him. The others look shocked. Don't you know that tomorrow we reach PNR? Margaret, what do you mean PNR? Grant, you have been aboard this spaceship all these years and you haven't heard of PNR? The point of no return. Tomorrow at 14 hours, we reach that point in our journey from which there can be no turning back. At that time, the gravity on Scorpius Proxima will start to pull us towards the planet. After that, we can never leave. So, at the beginning of this play, Grant, who is one of the crew members, is talking. Grant, I have said it again and again. We must go back before it is too late. As Grant was telling, they have to go back to their work. They have to start their work without getting late. Michelle will never turn back as long as Captain Fermi is in command. Yes, we won't be able to come back, start our work, till the command of Captain Fermi is given. Done. I agree. He is impossible to reason with. Yes, I agree with you. but he doesn't talk with us. Captain Fermi is not talking with us. Grant, then we will not try to reason with him. We will use force to take the spaceship from him. Then Grant was telling, we no need to try to talk with him. We will try to get the spaceship from him. The others looked shocked. Don't you know that tomorrow we reach PNR? Actually, the others of the crew, they were shocked by listening to Grant's suggestion, because he suggested to take the spaceship from the captain. Don't you know that tomorrow we reach PNR? Yes, tomorrow we have to reach PNR. Can't you remember that? Grant was asking. Margaret, what do you mean PNR? Yes, what do you mean by PNR? Grant, you have been aboard this spaceship all these years and you haven't heard of PNR, the point of no return. Grant was telling, you were here in this spaceship during all these years, but you don't know yet what is PNR. It means the point of no return. PNR means the point of no return. Tomorrow at 14 hours we reach that point in our journey from which there can be no turning back. As we have planned, tomorrow at 2 o'clock we hope to reach that point in which there's no turning back. We hope to leave here tomorrow at 2 o'clock, but we are not sure whether we will be able to turn back or not, come back or not. At that time, the gravity on Scorpius Proxima will start to pull us towards the planet. After that, we can never leave. Do you know what does the word gravity means? Gravity is the force that pulls things towards it. So they say, Grant says, that the gravity of this planet, Scorpius Proxima, will pull them towards the planet. So thereafter, they can never leave this planet. That's how they think. Let's read the next part of the play in page number 47 in your textbook. Margaret, but isn't that our mission? Landing on Scorpius Proxima. Done. It was our ancestors' mission. But why should it be ours? Michelle, look, Grant, we are supposed to complete this mission. Margaret, we are supposed to find this new world. Grant, but how do we know that this is a new world that we can live on? We are comfortable and safe aboard this spaceship, and we enjoy a good life. Would you give this up for the unknown? Captain Fermi, voice over the intercom. Attention, attention, everyone report to the main launch immediately. Margaret is talking, but isn't that our mission? Landing on Scorpius Proxima? Our mission is landing on Scorpius Proxima, isn't it? Margaret was asking. Done. It was our ancestors' mission. But why should it be ours? Ancestors. Who are ancestors here? Ancestors are the people who have gone before. Yes, it is the mission of our ancestors. So why we too have the same mission? Dan was asking. Michelle, look Grant, we are supposed to complete this mission. Yes, that is why, because we are asked to complete this mission. Our target is to complete this mission. Margaret, we are supposed to find this new world. Yes, because we are asked to find this new world, the life of this new planet. Grant, but how do we know that this is a new world that we can live on? But how can we know whether it will be a place for us to live or not? Grant was asking. We are comfortable and safe aboard this spaceship, and we enjoy a good life. Why you give this up for the unknown? Yes, as Grant says, they are having a safe and comfortable life here in this spaceship. They are provided all the facilities. They are having a good life there. So why are they going to leave this spaceship? So Grant was asking from others, would you like to give this up for the unknown people? Next, Captain Fermi, voice over the intercom. Attention, attention. Everyone report to the main launch immediately. Voice over the intercom. What is an intercom here? Intercom is a device that someone speaks into to make announcements. So here Captain Fermi is announcing. Attention please. Everyone report to the main launch immediately. Everyone was asked, the crew members were asked to come to the main launch as soon as possible. Here main launch is a kind of a room where people live, where people sit and relax. Let's move on to scene 2 given in page number 47 in your textbook. Scene 2. The main launch on board Centaurus 1. All the crew are seated. On the speaker's platform are Captain Fermi and his second in command, Peter Bibico. Peter Bibico. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. When Captain Fermi took command of Centaurus 1, he was instructed to open this sealed box the day before PNR. There is a low muttering from the audience. Captain Fermi, holding up his hand for silence, I am opening the box now. As you can see, it holds nothing but a CD. You understand that this box was sealed the day Centaurus 1 left Earth. No one has heard it since then. We will listen together. The captain places the CD in the machine. The crew leans forward to listen. Voice from CD. To the crew of Centaurus 1, I have an important message. In the second scene, the setting is main launch on board the spaceship Centaurus 1. All the crew members are seated in the launch. And on the speaker's platform, Captain Fermi and Peter Bibico are there. Peter Bibico, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. When Captain Fermi took command of Centaurus 1, he was instructed to open this sealed box the day before PNR. Peter Bibico started their discussion. When Captain Fermi got the command of Centaurus 1, he was instructed, he was asked to open this sealed box before they reach PNR, the day before PNR. There is a low muttering from the audience. Then the audience began to talk to each other in a low voice. Low muttering means talking each other in a low voice. Captain Fermi, holding up his hand for silence. Captain Fermi held up his hands and asked the audience to be silent, and then began to talk. I am opening the box now. As you can see, it holds nothing but a CD. Captain Fermi was opening the box. As the audience can see, there's nothing in that box except a CD. The audience can find a CD in that box. You understand that this box was sealed the day Centaurus 1 left Earth. Do you know that this box was sealed and kept on the day Centaurus 1 left Earth? Captain was asking, giving the message. No one has heard it since then. We will listen together. So no one has listened to this CD yet. Now we can listen it together. The captain places the CD in the machine. The crew leans forward to listen. By telling so, Captain Fermi put the CD into the machine and the crew moved forward to listen it. Voice from CD to the crew of Centaurus 1. I have an important message. Now the audience, everyone can hear the voice from the CD. It says that there's a very important message to be given to the crew of the Centaurus 1. Let's see, what do you mean by these words? First word, survive. Survive means keep going. Second word, destination. Do you know the meaning of destination? Yes, it means where they are going to. Third word, unbearable. What does it mean? It means difficult. Fourth word is secure. Secure means safe. Next word, familiar. What is the meaning of familiar? Familiar means known. Last word, ancestors. Yes, you know the meaning of ancestors. Ancestors are people who have gone before. Comprehension. Part A. Discuss the answers to these questions. First question. What is Centaurus 1? Centaurus 1 is a science fiction play, and here the name of the spaceship is also Centaurus 1. Second question. What is Scorpius Proxima? Yes, you already know what is Scorpius Proxima. It is a distant planet. Third question. When did Centaurus 1 leave Earth. Centaurus 1 left Earth in 2100. Fourth question. What year is it at the beginning of the play? The play begins in 2492. Fifth question. Who is the captain? The captain is John Fermi. Sixth question. What is PNR? PNR means the point of no return. Vocabulary. Synonyms for said. Do you know what are synonyms? Synonyms are words or phrases that have similar meaning. When we write direct speech, it can be very boring to use the word said all of the time. There are lots of other words you can use. Choosing words carefully can add to the quality of your writing. Here is a list of some of the many words that are synonyms for said. Let's read them. Want, stated, asked, answered, shouted, objected, inquired, laughed, observed, announced, cried, growled, remarked, urged, replied, interrupted, roared, grumbled, mumbled, complained, muttered, commented, whispered, explained, commanded, exclaimed, continued, pleaded, called, agreed, insisted, ordered, instructed. Here are synonyms for said. So instead of said, you can use one of these words when you are writing direct speech. Let's look at an example. I missed our old house, said Tom. Instead of said, you can use another synonym for said. Yes, you can say, I missed our old house, cried Tom. Here, cried is a synonym for said. Part A. Copy each sentence, choosing the best word from the box about to replace said. As an example, we must go back before it is too late, said Grant. Now tell me, children, instead of said, what is the synonym you can use here? You can say, we must go back before it's too late, shouted Grant. Part B. Make up 3 sentences that might have been spoken by members of the crew. Don't use said or any of the synonyms for said that you have used in Activity A. Now turn page number 24 of your workbook. Here you are given 2 activities to do. Part A. Choose the best synonym from the box to replace said in each sentence. Part B. Write 4 more words you could use to replace the word said. Okay children, now it's time for you to answer these exercises in your workbook itself. Punctuation. Commas to avoid ambiguity. Do you know what is a comma? A comma is a punctuation mark that indicates a pause is needed in a sentence. Commas helps to clarify meaning for the reader. Let's read the note given in your textbook. Commas are very useful for making the meaning of what you write clear. Using commas wrongly or missing them out altogether can make it very difficult for a reader to know exactly what you mean. Look at this sentence. Grant is telling Dunn that the captain is impossible to reason with. Which sentence is correct? A. Dunn the captain is impossible to reason with. B. Dunn the captain is impossible to reason with. Here look at these 2 sentences carefully. Which sentence gives the meaning of the first sentence? Part A or Part B? Sentence A could mean that Dunn is the captain. Dunn the captain. That means Dunn is the captain here. In sentence B, it is clear that Grant is speaking to Dunn about the captain because there's a comma after Dunn. So that means Grant is speaking to Dunn about the captain. So by using commas, we can identify the meaning clearly in a sentence. Part A. Which sentence is correct below? Is it A or B? As an example, first sentence is done for you. Michelle is asking Margaret if they can eat. Part A. May we eat, Margaret? Part B. May we eat, Margaret? Look at these 2 sentences. What is the sentence which gives the correct meaning? Sentence A means that Michelle is asking Margaret if they can eat. Sentence B means that Michelle is asking if they can eat Margaret. So the correct sentence is Part A, may we eat, Margaret. Part B. Explain what each sentence means. Here you are given 2 sentences. First we will read them. A. Grant loves painting, his cat and his family. Sentence B. Grant loves painting his cat and his family. Look at sentence A. Grant loves painting, his cat and his family. What does this sentence mean? It describes the 3 things that Grant loves. They are painting, his cat and his family. That means Grant loves painting, his cat and his family. Look at the next sentence. Sentence B. Grant loves painting, his cat and his family. What is the meaning of this sentence? It means Grant loves to paint his cat as well as his family. That means Grant loves painting his cat and his family. Let's do part C. Copy each sentence, add commas to change the meaning. Here you are given 3 sentences. You can change their meaning by using commas. Turn page number 24 in your workbook. Here you are given one activity. Part A. Explain the different meaning of each pair of sentences. So children, you can answer this question in your workbook itself. Spelling: able, ible, ably and ibly word endings. It can be tricky to know when to use able or ably and when to use ible or ibly word endings. Look at these 2 examples. First example, he is impossible to reason with. In this sentence, impossible is a word with ible word ending. Second example, we are comfortable and safe aboard this spaceship. In this sentence, comfortable is a word with able word ending. It is worth remembering that many more words end in able compared to ible. That means many words are ending in able when we compare with the words ending in ible. Part A. Copy the sentences and add the missing able, ably and ible words from the box. The words given in the box are understandably, impossible, sensible, comfortable, unbearable. First sentence, the thought of leaving the spaceship was blank to some of the crew. Here you are given 5 words in the box and you have to select the correct word and add that missing word in the sentence. So you can say, the thought of leaving the spaceship was unbearable to some of the crew. Here the word missing is ending with the word ending able. When the suffixes ableo, ably and ibleo, ibly are added to a root word ending in a single e, the e is usually dropped. For example, value plus able, valuable. Look at this word value. It ends in single e. So, first you need to drop e and then add the suitable word ending. Let's do part B. Complete these word sums. As an example, first one is done for you. First word, response plus ible. What is the word here you can get? Response is a word ending in a single e. So, you need to drop letter e and then add the word ending ible. So, the answer is responsible. Okay children, now look at the other note given in the box. Another clue is if the antonym of the word has a prefix. Usually, if the prefix is un, it is an able word. Look at this example. Unbelievable. This word begins with the prefix un and it is ending with able word ending. So, if the word begins with the prefix un, that word is ending with able. The next rule, usually if the prefix is in, il, or ir, it is an ible word. Yes, you can see in the example, it is invisible. This word begins with the prefix in and ending with ible word ending. So, if there's a word which begins with the prefixes ino, ilo, ir, that word is ending with ible. Let's answer part C. Add the correct able or ible suffix to each of these words. As an example, first word, it's unclean. Here you can see this word begins with the prefix un. So the word ending should be able. So the answer is uncleanable. Now turn page number 25 in your workbook. Here also you are given 3 activities to do. Part A. Write the correct able or ible ending to complete the words. Part B. Write 2 more able words. Write 2 more ible words. Part C. Now use 2 of the words you made in Activity B in sentences of your own. Okay children, now you can answer these exercises in your workbook itself. Grammar. Interesting adjectives. Do you know what is an adjective? An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. So, let's see what are these interesting adjectives. We always need to read through what we write to see if we can improve it. It is easy to use very boring adjectives. For example, it was nice on board Centaurus 1. Here in this sentence, the adjective they have used is nice. They have considered that adjective as a boring adjective. Using a synonym instead of a boring adjective makes our writing more interesting. Look at this example. It was familiar or secure or comfortable or safe on Centaurus 1. So, in this sentence, if you can use one of these given adjectives instead of the word nice, then that sentence will be more interesting. So we call them interesting adjectives. Let's start with part A. These are boring adjectives. Can you think of really 2 interesting adjectives you could use instead? Example, first word is fast. Here they have considered fast as a boring adjective. Now you need to think of two really interesting adjectives for fast. Yes, you can take quick and rapid as interesting adjectives for fast. Let's move on to part B. Copy the sentences. Use a more interesting adjective for nice in each one. As an example, first sentence, the crew were on a nice mission. Here, you can rewrite this sentence using another interesting adjective instead of nice. You can say, the crew were on a great mission. Let's go to part C. These are more interesting adjectives for little. Use each adjective in a sentence of your own. First word, tiny. Here tiny is an interesting adjective for little. So you can construct a sentence of your own using the word tiny. You can say, there is a tiny cottage at the end of this path. Now turn page number 26 in your workbook. Here also you are given 3 activities to do. Part A. Underline the interesting adjective in each sentence. Part B. Copy and complete each sentence with a more interesting adjective than the adjective in bold. Part C. Use these interesting adjectives in sentences of your own. Okay, children, now you can answer these exercises in your workbook itself. Writing. Play scripts. A play, like a story, needs a plot, characters, and settings. In a play script, the playwright writes a description of the setting for each scene. As an example, Scene 1, October 2492. The crew is having a serious conversation. So, at the very beginning of the scene, the writer has given the setting of that scene. Setting means where does this story take place and when it happens. Writes the name of the characters and the words they say. Example, Michelle will never turn back as long as Captain Fermi is in command. Here, they have mentioned the name of the character first. In front of that, its spoken words are given. Uses stage directions to tell the actors what to do and how to say their lines. Grant, loudly, I have said it again and again. We must go back before it is too late. Here, how the Grant is telling these things? He is telling loudly. So, these are the points that you keep in your mind when you are writing a play scripts. Question number 1. You are going to write the next scene of the play Centaurus 1. Remind yourself of what has happened so far. The previous scene ended like this. Now you can refer the way the second scene ends and build up the next scene of this play. Second question. For the next scene, you have to decide the following facts. First point, what the message said. Second point, what each member of the crew thinks about the message. Third point, what the crew say after hearing the message. Last point, what they decided to do next. Should they turn back or go on? Third question, write your new scene. So, it's time for you to write your new scene for this play Centaurus 1. Now turn page 27 in your workbook. Question number 1. You are going to write the next scene of the play Centaurus 1. The play is set aboard a spaceship that is on its way to a distant planet. Part A. You are asked to write brief notes on what you think the message could be about. Let's do part B in page number 27 of your workbook. Read the information in this table which shows how each member of the crew reacts to the message. Part C. Use the information in the table to write the next scene in your exercise book. Remember to decide where the characters are and write a short scene description. And also, you need to set out your play script with the characters' names on the left and the dialogue on the right. And make sure to use stage directions to show the actors how to behave and how to say their lines. My dear children, now we have come to the end of our lesson. So, hope you all understood the lesson.